Hey, it's Madi Mills.
And I'm Lauryn, and this is The Weekend Roundup.
Okay, go. Welcome back to The Weekend Roundup, everybody. Happy Sunday. It is so great to see your faces again, since we didn't see them last week, and yeah, we're so sorry. But if you haven't checked out our Valentine's Day episode, it was probably the worst fucking 8 days of my goddamn life trying to get that episode out. Which sucks because we were so happy with it.
It was a great app.
Yeah, it was a really good episode, but it was just such a massive file that both of our laptops exploded in the process of trying to download it. So
producing's going really well.
Yeah, it's definitely been a bit of a transition going back to doing it ourselves, because if you were around in season 1, we did the show by ourselves. But it was a very different era.
We didn't have video.
We didn't have mics.
We didn't really give a fuck about the quality. It was more, we cared more about content.
Yeah, getting it out there. Yeah. So, yeah, apologies that the last episode was like 2 fucking gigabytes, or 2 fucking pixels,
honestly,
visually
just,
wise.
Don't download it if you want to have any kind of data, anything on your phone.
It was a bit of a rough app. But editing-wise, quality-wise, I actually really liked that episode, and I think other people liked it too. It was kind of the perfect episode to put on while you're like doing your makeup,
getting ready for Valentine's Day.
Need something in the background. Yeah, we had a bomb Valentine's Day here.
We did. We had a Galentine's Day.
We had a Galentine's Day party, and one of the things that we did was everybody wrote down mean shit that their exes said and put it in a jar.
Should we read someone?
Yes, one sec.
I feel like we have to. We can't just, like, talk about it and not say anything. Nicole, I can't look at the camera and not you. Producer Nicole here today because Brianna's away.
We're not commenting on producer Brianna at the moment.
Brianna is. No, we're kidding.
So here's the jar, if you're watching visually. Mean shit our exes said, and every person who came to the party had to write something down.
Except that person.
This one is blank, so
they just said, I don't want to be involved.
From that one, this one's ripped in half. Like, what do we have here?
Someone was hiding this one, and I tried to, like, put it back together.
Talking about starting a family when we were 15, 16 years old. Oh yeah, we also switched from things that might not have necessarily been mean, but just, like, fucked.
Like, just kind of interesting.
I have to find the one.
I guess not everyone's dealt with, like, really mean, shitty guys.
Yeah, you know.
But then some people, like, really have.
Oh, this one says, your stretch marks are gross. Fun fact, my ex said that. That was mine. And that's the one, this one actually, that your stretch marks are gross. I was like, oh, okay, we're doing mean things our exes said to us. Like, that's obviously mean. And then people went in more of, like, a more general things that their exes
humorous,
did.
Mean.
Yeah, so
we kind of took it seriously. Mine was pretty...
Yeah, yours
was pretty mean, too.
Yours was mean. And
but you thought of mine, to be fair.
Yeah, that is true. I did write yours down. But, so I just kind of was like, okay, I remember my ex saying this was mean, I put it in the jar. Then, when we did the little game afterwards, where we were passing the jar around, everyone pulled one out and read it. I pulled this one out, so I was like, your stretch marks are gross. And everyone was like, oh my god. And instead of guessing, being like, oh, I think that was Maddie's ex, I think it was Nicole's ex, everybody was like, whoever said that to that person is so psychologically fucked up and a narcissist. And everybody just went in this whole like picking apart like the psyche of the ex that would have said this. That I was just in the corner like, I don't know. I thought it was funny. Like I had some years to process.
It's us when we don't get enough context on a question in the question form.
That is exactly what happened in that room at that time. You're so right.
Submit a question to our question form. And we'll answer it.
Here's one. I'm a narcissist. Do you think I'm attractive? There's one that I'm trying to find. You know the one. Some of the drinks started flowing.
No, it's funny though because they started off like not that mean, and then people started adding more in as we went along, and it progressively got so much worse.
Like, here's one. He fucked my best friend at a party I brought him to, and then he took me home and fucked me. See, it was a good Galentine's party. If you've never done this with your friends, I highly recommend. It's
definitely like bonding.
Yeah, peeing in your drawer when you're drunk. Is it weird if you're a guy? Also from one of my exes.
Can you maybe expand on that one?
No. Here we go. This is the one I was looking for. You should dye your hair blonde so we can make a good porno. Now, I would be in fucking jail after someone said this to me. Holy fuck. Anyways.
Yeah.
All that to say, we had a good Galentine's.
It was really fun.
It was.
And funny.
What else has been new with you, Mads?
Been great.
You been good?
I've been amazing. I've been at peace. I've been just feeling better than ever.
You kind of are the best I've ever seen you.
Yeah.
And did you do something different? Like, did you do a lifestyle change?
I did.
Oh, you did?
What
is it?
My New Year's resolution, remember? Stop talking to men.
Oh.
I swear to God, guys, this has been life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no shade to men. Like, I'm not shitting on men right now. But, like...
That's what we just did. We're moving on.
Yeah, that was the last segment. This segment is more... Look, men are great, and I had a problem. A flirtation problem.
Everyone fights their own battles with addiction in different levels.
And I definitely have an addictive personality. And I'm not saying I was addicted to, like, flirting with men. Like, I'm kind of being dramatic. I probably shouldn't use those terms. I don't know. But, yeah, I was like, I need to just, like, focus on myself a little bit more. And I feel like I have, and I feel like I've literally been thriving. Yeah. Like, disgustingly. Like, therapy might be unnecessary at this point. Lauren's like, I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
You said that a few times, and you should cut that out. But, no, but I feel a lot better, and it's, like, crazy because I'm not even interested in, like, my NSLC crush anymore. Like, I'm not interested in, you know... Anyone,
those things
really.
are fun to have, though, even if it's not something that you're going to seriously
an outlet
pursue. It's important to have safe outlets.
If I don't have somebody
it's
to
harm
talk
reduction.
about,
It's harm reduction.
Yeah. No, it is, because it's like if I don't have that outlet, it's not going to be good.
Yeah. When I think about the last year, to be specific, because you had a difficult and unique last year. When you think about all the times, but even just like, even when you think about all the times that you were at your lowest, you were super stressed out, things were not working out, you were just not in alignment with where you wanted to be, what was the main cause of your stress?
It was because of a boyfriend.
It was because of a boyfriend.
Like, and we're not even talking about anyone specific here.
No,
like, I'm talking like just any boyfriend. I just find I end up taking care of whoever I'm with more than I take care of myself.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. I'm serious about this whole epiphany. Like, it's like, it's kind of been crazy. And like, yeah, maybe I don't have as much to say on the pod, but I feel awesome. Like, I'm like, I don't know.
And that'll come through in the content that we put out, because last year, we might have, more so you, might have been creating all this content for the show by living this super shitty life. No,
fair. By going through it.
Yeah, but it burnt you out to the point so bad we had to take almost a 5-month break off of the show. So, you know, it ebbs and flows. But I saw today a tweet about this girl, and she was like, if you do one thing in your life, go celibate at some point. Because then you don't have any kind of that external, that kind of, Brianna, fucking that bitch, producer Brianna's texting me to make more TikToks. Give me one goddamn second alone.
I need to film that one she wants me to film.
That's what I texted her. I said, send me the caption you want me to put on the TikTok. But, celibacy.
That's like actually getting mad. We're like, fuck.
You gotta whip out like 3 TikToks after this. But, back to celibacy.
And I just want to say, I don't think I'm going celibate.
No. But it just reminded me of going celibate. But honestly, even if you're not, like, you might not be saying to yourself, like, I'm going celibate.
Sometimes it just flirtation.
It just that might just happen by, if you don't have an interest in going out. Sometimes that just is what happens. That's what happened to me last year. I was literally celibate for almost a full year, just out of, you know, not really wanting to go do anything, and it really made me look inwards on what I want, what I don't want, which kind of helped me set boundaries in the little moment I was in a little while ago, and helped me realize what I do and don't want, because it, you know, kind of decentered the male gaze in my life a little bit, which was all of last year for me. So, and I feel a lot different now and feel great, so I'm excited. I'm excited for you to go down this journey.
Yeah.
Really fun.
I'm still going out, don't get me wrong.
No, I mean, you should.
I'm trying to party now that I have a paycheck again. Ooh, oh my god.
What does Jules say Euphoria, she's like, this isn't the 70s, you gotta catch a dick.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to say don't be doing any of that. Who am I? Who am I to get in the way
of any
of
judge?
That? Trust, I can't. But it is kind of an interesting journey to explore if it's something that you're interested in.
Yeah, no, 100%. And also, you just saying, you bringing up, like, season 2, like, I want to give an update to an episode in season 2.
Yes.
Guys, this is not a love story, part 1, part 2. We have an update, okay? So...
my body, physically responds.
Oh my god, yeah, like, I have visceral reactions to that song.
We filmed that on my birthday, remember?
Yeah. No, I was thinking that. I was like, I can't have my birthday this year. Like, we really were going through. I'm going to be so mentally stable by May. Like,
who knows what we'll be doing?
Who knows? We'll be sitting around just drinking by ourselves, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, but yeah, so this is not a love story. I don't know if you caught it. If you were watching last episode, I said, like, the question was, like, if you could talk to anyone, who would you talk to right now? Or something like that. And I was like...
No, it was... I would know. I spent 8 fucking days
you probably watched it 25 times.
Re-editing this episode. Wanted to take that part out.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Fair.
No, I'm kidding. But, it was, if you knew you were gonna die, like, in a year,
message?
Would you change how you live your life? And we were like, yeah.
No, it was not that. It was not that. It was about a specific person.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I don't.
Because if I was going to change how I live my life, I would not.
I think we were, but I think we were saying, like, things that it would push you to do it, and you were like, well, maybe I would, it would give me the fire under my ass to do this thing,
Maybe. Go watch last week's episode if you haven't.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know why, I got so drawn about it. Like,
maybe I would answer a text in my phone.
Yeah, maybe I would answer someone I just, like, haven't talked to. What the fuck was I thinking? I'm not sure what I was thinking. So after that, I kind of got... So basically what happened...
Go back.
Yeah, this character. This is
nameless,
not a love story.
The nameless character.
We never gave him a name, did we?
No, he's the only character that never received a name out of pure disrespect. Like, even, like, the people we give names to, it's like, oh, I'm so mad at you, but I'll still give you, like, a fun little name so that... Nobody knows.
This guy was not a fucking joke. No, we were like, and we did try to kind of cover who it was. Maybe we didn't do a very good job.
Didn't work because I went on TikTok Live last week.
Yeah. I went to high school with Maddie's ex. I graduated. I was like, cut it out. Like, and then people, like, after that episode specifically too, we got DMs like from people we didn't like know personally, and they were like, hey, so I know you said not to, but I just figured out who you were talking about. And I was
Which I really appreciate the honesty.
I do too. Like, I'm not mad about it. Like, I'm like, okay, cool that you're interested enough to find out. Just, like, don't say anything, please. Like, be cool. I know he's listened to the episode, though.
Yes.
Which is tea. And, I mean, I've heard through the grapevine, you know, we're talking some goss, some neighborhood goss, that he was pretty angry about it.
Yeah. Oh, shocker!
Yeah.
Wow, not that guy not that guy getting upset.
Yeah. So I was like, whatever. But that after that episode came out, that was like 8 months ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I watched it on YouTube. I'll explain in a sec. But no, I watched it. Just wait. It all makes sense when I tell the story.
Yeah.
After that, releasing that episode, I was like, wow, that was like a really therapeutic thing. Like, I was really over the whole situation. And like, I am. Like, I was. Like, that was kind of the
chapter.
The chapter closing, as we said. Yeah, the book closing, whatever. So, anyways, we're chilling, hanging out, and then I'm pretty sure I said this on an episode, but one day I get a text from 2 of my exes, like, separately. One day, 2 texts from exes.
Yeah, I don't know if you said this on the show, but I think you posted it on like, socials.
I definitely said something about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fucked.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of day is this?
You didn't even post anything.
I didn't post anything. Like, it was just totally random. I don't know where Mercury was or whatever. So, what the fuck?
What's a girl to do?
What's a girl to do when you're getting text? It's like, I'm being surrounded, like
bees.
just from the comfort of my own house. Like, so, whatever. I don't answer either of them because I'm like, I'm on my New Year's resolution, you know? But obviously my mind begins to wander. Honestly, about both of them, like, to be honest. Because, you know, and that's weird. Like, first of all, I was like, are they in cahoots? Is something going on?
Not my ex union.
Yeah, not my ex is unionizing.
Again!
They definitely were. They definitely were.
Yeah, no, I can't see those two guys.
I can't see them. But you know what? They're both gym bros.
Yeah, but different. Different
times.
Mm-hmm.
They would hate each other. And then, so whatever, I don't answer. But my mind's wandering, okay? And keep in mind, this is not a love story guy, has been blocked on my Instagram for like 8 months, like since that episode came out. Whenever we recorded that, I blocked him on everything.
Yeah, because we had to, okay, here's the thing. Putting out an episode, recording an episode talking shit about an ex, baby food. Editing an episode about your ex, little uncomfortable. Yeah. Posting it, no problem. Promoting it on your own Instagram, I would rather eat glass.
Yeah.
Most of the time, but you do what you gotta do.
And we had, like, can we just talk about the build-up we had to that episode? Like, it was like...
It was a full season.
We had a full season of flashbacks of us, like, hinting that we were gonna do. It was so dramatic. We really went for it.
Yep.
I love that episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, so my mind's wandering, whatever. So I'm thinking about him, and so on like a random, this was like a week after this whole thing happened. Like, he texted, I unblock him. Just because I'm intrigued. You know, and I was like, whatever, honestly, it's not like he's probably, like, he definitely hasn't been searching me up every day for the past fucking year. So it turns out, that day, he follows me. Which is, like, that's crazy.
What are the odds?
What are the odds? Like, do you think I just popped up?
No.
You know? Like, how do you figure out you're unblocked by someone?
I don't know.
You search it.
Oh, you look them up.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. I thought it was weird, whatever. But obviously I was like, look, these are the little games that we've always been fucking playing. The little breadcrumbs, as we have called it many, many times.
Breadcrumb back and forth.
Breadcrumbing. Like, we just breadcrumb each other. Got it?
Yeah.
And then, so, I was like, I'm not going to follow him back. But whatever, he can follow me because...
He's going to just see how hot I am.
I'm hot. Like, I'm like, fair enough. We need the followers. Like, the Weekend Roundup hasn't been going as great as we expected it to this year, you know? So I need every follower I can get. Okay? And so, yeah, I didn't follow him back. And whatever. But now I'm, like, really thinking about it. Because now it's been, like, 2 breadcrumbs, you know? And that's enough for me to spiral for a fucking week.
That's almost a whole slice of toast.
Yeah, it's almost a whole slice of toast, for real. But I'm still in the mentality of, like, I'm on my new girl shit. Like, I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to do anything weird. I just want to, like, be on my own. Like, I just want you to leave me alone, honestly. So I'm, like, kind of spiraling, but, like, not as much as I should be, like, compared to my past. Usually I'm like, I'm doing some reactive shit. Yeah. I'm reacting.
Especially with this character in particular. It's
this
very
character brings out the worst. Like, I get reactive. But no, I was like, I'm not doing it this time. And what am I going to do to remind myself that this guy sucks? I watch our episode. I watch This Is Not a Love Story. Brilliant, amazing, hilarious episodes. 2 episodes. Because, I don't know why. We really didn't need a part 1 and part 2. I feel like I only watched part 2. But I've also lived through part 1, so, you know, whatever. But it was, eye-opening. I remembered that, like, I literally didn't remember. The whole time I was listening, I was like, oh, this is so heartbreaking. Like, this is so dramatic and beautiful, and it's a perfect love story, whatever. And then we get to the end, and I totally forgot. I texted him and gave him, like, an ultimatum and was like, do you not remember me doing this?
No.
I didn't remember this either, but we say it in the episode and I read the text.
What?
Yeah. Like, it's kind of wild. I was like, I totally forgot. I was like, basically, I was like, yeah, it's like either you put in your full effort and we're together, or you don't and you fuck off and, like, we're not anything, because this is, like...
It's too much.
This is bull. Like, it's stupid. And he didn't answer. fairness, though, we literally reacted the same way already last season.
God.
I know. Didn't answer. And so I ended up getting super pissed off after watching that episode. And I was like, wow, like, I'm just so over it. And I've been literally so okay since, like, haven't thought about him at all. And I was like, it just really inspired me to drop some future episodes about things that I haven't talked about. Like, I was like, I need a little bit of a, you know, I had like an epiphany. Like, I was like, I feel like I should talk about shit more on the podcast, even though I say all the time,
we gotta talk less.
It's not good. It's not good. It's terrible. It's so bad. But
when you're in it,
it sucks. And like, even like this that we just did here could get me in trouble. You know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he listens every week. With this Instagram searching me up.
This fucking guy
King
really freaks me out. I gotta be honest. I have few fears. He's one of them.
He's really not, like, scary.
It's just his aura is bad.
His aura
vibes.
His aura is, like, swampy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a swampy, muddy mess of color. Sometimes I do realize that I have a little bit of a type. I do. That's another thing. Like, I think my next man, because I'm being very selective now, I don't want a gym bro, and I don't want someone who I need to constantly be taking care of. I want someone who will take care of me.
Yeah.
Maybe I want a sugar daddy. I don't know. I'm open to.
You should go for a little older.
That's what I was thinking, but I've kind of done that before. Like, I think if I go older, I need to go older. I need a mature old man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like
health benefits.
Yeah, like, I need someone with health benefits. Like, I need someone with a job, maybe. Sorry, I'm not going to be a dick.
Yeah.
New year, new me, new
men.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Men. New adults. Adult men.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't dating adult men before. Sorry, cut that out. That was weird. That was weird.
Of age. Always of age.
Consent.
Yeah.
Age of consent. But yeah. That's my update for This Is Not a Love Story.
Nice. And you're doing well.
I'm doing great. And how are you doing? Because we released a little episode about Lauren's ex-situationship. I saw a TikTok that I was going to send you, but I thought it was too mean.
You can send me whatever the fuck you want about this situation, let me tell you.
It was like, I don't know, it's kind of mean though.
Come on.
It was like, only one person calls it a situationship.
Okay, so I saw that too.
It might have been on the Weekend Roundup, to be honest.
But I will say, because I also saw that, he started calling it that first.
The fact that you guys...
to my face.
Yeah, no. I think it's weird to acknowledge that it's a situationship.
I know.
The whole point of it being a situationship is that it's undefined.
I know.
You can't really define it as something that's undefined.
I know.
It's counterintuitive.
No, nothing made sense. All rules are out the window.
He's interesting. So, the episode that we talked about him in, this situationship has sunk, right? Season 3. I told Lauren I thought she was holding back a little bit.
But I also knew for a fact that he was going to listen to that episode. So I really tried. I was really, really aware of what I was saying the whole time. And left out, like, the real zingers. And
nothing like thinking someone's going to listen to an episode to absolutely ruin how funny an episode could be. Like, to be honest, like, it's always the people who we're talking shit about who ruined the podcast. I'm so sick of it.
I know, and he did listen to that episode because I read the reply on the podcast.
Yeah, which was also insane. Like, that's crazy. Okay, keep going.
So, you know, that happened, and I kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, I don't really feel the need to go into too much more. Like, whatever. And then I also feel like when I recorded that podcast, so here's the thing, like I told you guys that I was so upset when we broke up. It was super emotional. I was like distraught. I was crying, and then I just stopped crying. I don't know if I said that on here, but I've said it to other people. Like it was like I could not stop crying, and then I just stopped, and I didn't cry for like a month straight, and I didn't really feel any emotions about it. And that's kind of when we were recording, and I was like, I'm done with this shit. Like, blah, blah, blah. And Madi kept being like, no, you should feel sad. Like, Madi was, like, in my ear over here, like, you should feel sad because that's what I have said on this show 25 million times over for the last, like, 2 years?
We're not great at taking our own advice.
No. Bro, sometimes I, like, because right now, producer Brianna is reposting old weekend warm-up videos on the Weekend Roundup right now, and I'll, like, see a video of me, and I'm like, I said that?
I skipped all of them. First of all, why didn't anyone tell me my hair was always greasy in season 2? Like, oh my god, I look like shit. Like, I get I was, like, depressed. But, like, come on. Like, you're getting in front of a camera here. Like, it's a little embarrassing. Some things, I'm like, oh my god. Like, I literally showered, and then we did an app, and then my dad was like, oh my god, I saw your YouTube short. That was the best you've ever looked on camera. And I was like, oh my god, the secret is in. Damn.
The secret is in.
Yeah. Fuck.
But, yeah, I was, like, not feeling my feelings, not feeling my emotions, just being like, I'm done with this shit, pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down. Then, I had a little, karma had its kiss for me when I decided, I don't know, also last season, if you go back on one of the weekend warm-ups, somebody wrote in and they were like, me and my ex broke up, it didn't go that well, and I've been working out at his gym for the past, like, however long we've been together, and now that we've broken up... Yeah, oh, you're right. Roll the clip. So, obviously, I was like, it's a public space, like, you can do whatever the fuck you want, like, blah, blah, blah. And Madi was like, no, I think that's kind of, like, their space to recharge, to do that
like,
thing.
it was his gym first.
Yeah, and I just wasn't really a gym goer at that time. Like, I didn't see the gym as some place for you to, like, unwind or, like, for it to be your me time. For me, I was like, I'm not fucking going in there. Things have changed. Now the gym is, like, a whole level of therapy for me. And it is really actually where I go to turn my brain off. So picture my fucking surprise when I'm trying to work out and my ex walks in, Tim, and...
Hey, Tim!
Tim! Tim's joining the Kiki, and...
At the gym.
At the gym. Fuck. And, this was not his gym. His gym is, like, 20 minutes that way, by his house. Like, why are you coming here? So, he's been popping up in my gym a couple of times, and let me just say, I am eating my fucking words. Like, it...
No, it was crazy. Like, Brianna posted this, like, 2 days after, which is so funny. Like, it's not...
Bitch.
I don't think she did it on purpose, but with all this drama lately...
Yeah, with all the drama going on.
Yeah, but I sent it to Lauryn, and I said...
Anything to say? Because the thing is like... And, guys, let me reiterate the whole there is no playing it cool aspect to the show, because, like... When I first saw him at the gym and went up to him and was talking with him, he asked me what I was doing that night, and I said that I had to edit the podcast. And he, like, made a face or whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, did you like your episode? Because I know you responded.
Yeah, we already heard his notes on
I already heard what you had to say. And he was like, yeah, you know, thank you for giving me a name. And I was like, what?
As if it's some honor.
And I was like, what? And he's
Fuck
like, I
you.
just, like, appreciate you not using my real name. And I was like, well, we've never used anyone's real name before. And he was like, oh, like, I kind of just thought that was, like, a...
He really just thought we came on here, like, I mean, we were like, yeah,
like, John Doe. Like,
yeah, like...
I mean, I have said first and last names before, but not for him, like, damn.
And never for anything that would actually get anyone in trouble. Like, I'm pretty sure the only person you said first and last name
was my 10th grade boyfriend.
Yeah,
that
it was
we
like,
dated for, like, a month.
Yeah. Like, it was like, what?
And, like,
so
yeah,
it's like,
fine.
and it's just a little
Pretty
bit.
sure that guy's in jail anyway, so I'm probably cool.
Maybe don't say that. Like, stop. Cut it.
So,
anyways,
we chatted at the gym, whatever. We've talked, like, in passing or whatever. And now...
he's always at the gym now.
Basically, he's always at the gym now.
He switched to Lauren's gym.
And it is ruining my life,
yeah.
Because even when I go in and I have, you know, a Tim-free workout, I'm still moving my fucking head on a swivel because I'm scared he's gonna be there. You know how it is, and then it's like, then they walk in and you're like, holy fuck, I'm gonna literally die. But,
right.
So I just wanted to come on here and apologize and say that
to whoever asked that
to
question.
whoever that was, and say that I'm sorry for giving you such a bullshit answer. I've lived through it now, and
always listen to my advice.
And always listen to Maddie's advice, and just never listen to anything I say.
I actually do think I have some pretty solid advice most of the time.
Well, I mean, I keep coming back for it, so. But, yeah, I just think that look, situationship breakups are tough. It's a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. And one of, like, the first things that I said to Maddie, like, when me and Tim broke up is I was like, I get it. I get it. This feels like I'm dying. Because when your friend is going through a breakup, you're like, oh my god, that is so sad. And I feel so bad for her. Mm-hmm. And I want to be there and I want to support her. And then when you're going through a breakup, you're like, why are my friends not gathered around my bed as if I am about to take my last breath, like standing around my bedside? Why am I not getting flowers to my door every day? Why do I not have a psychiatrist coming to check on me? I feel like I'm dying. Like,
not to be a dick, but you also downplayed the fuck out of it.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I feel like you can't put that on this.
Like, that's how it feels.
Yeah, internally.
Internally. Externally, you never saw a bitch break a sweat, because I have this whole...
I don't know.
we have this whole...
I'm questioning.
I have this whole persona, I feel like, online of, like, you know, I don't give a fuck, and then I was, like, watching the videos back, and I'm all like, Tim, don't text me, like, I'm done, I don't want to deal with any of this shit. Meanwhile, I'm, like, alone at bed.
Alone at bed. What?
Alone in bed. Alone in bed crying. Because this shit sucks. It really sucks. I will say, Galentine's, Madi and I stayed up after everyone left until like 4 a.m. And I didn't know until the next day when Madi and I woke up and she was like, that was so good of you to just like let your feelings out about Tim and tell me how you've been feeling over the last month, how you've actually been struggling, and how you feel like you guys were a lot more serious than you let anyone on to believe. And I was like, sorry, what?
I was like, maybe I guided you to say that. I don't know. I do think it's all true though.
Like, it was all true.
Yeah.
It was good to get off my chest, because the next day I felt like shit. Because I had, like, been on, I had a little bit of a vulnerability hangover, which I don't really get with Madi, but I was just having, like, a hard time processing this whole, like, breakup, I guess. But Madi and I said, because, you know, one thing a bitch gonna do is bring me back down to earth pretty quick. She was like, how many times have you told people, like, the only way to get over your feelings is to go through them. Like, you have to feel the things.
Yeah, that's the whole point of feeling your feelings. Like, if you don't do it, then you're just not going to ever be happy again, ever in your entire life. So,
and I mentioned before on the show, but, you know, once again, in one year out the next, like, I spit all this wisdom on here, and then I'm alone. Like, I have no coping mechanisms. But when people say feel your feelings, I personally tend to over-therapize myself and be like, why do I feel this way? Why am I having a hard time with this? Is it because of my childhood? Is it because of, you know,
you want to identify why?
I want to identify what, when, where, and why, and how, and make logical sense of why I am feeling this way, and, you know, this is how I'm going to feel better.
That's like, do you know what that is? I'm going to make up a thing right now. That's giving, like, the Pinterest generation. Don't you think, like, yeah.
I thought I was just, like, my parents put me in therapy.
No, because I think everyone does that. I do that too, like, I'm always trying to find, like, why something is wrong with me when it's like, maybe that's just me.
It makes me feel better.
Maybe I'm not a problem, though, you know?
Yeah, so...
Maybe I don't need to be fixed.
The feel your feelings. It's not so much about, like, why do I feel this way? How I feel this way because of this, and this and that. It's more like, sit with the feeling. Where are you feeling it? And then just sit with it and just feel it and make space for it and be sad about it.
Cry in the shower.
Because I just felt like I was really struggling with, one, feeling all these emotions of being upset about this breakup. Honestly, you know what, let me take the mask off. Let me be for real. But I was honestly just so complete. If I have to be honest, like, the one feeling I was feeling
so scared
after we broke up was just complete and utter embarrassed. Like, I was just so embarrassed from how this guy made me feel, the things that I put up with.
It's brave to be vulnerable.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not...
It's the bravest thing
I'm
ever.
really enjoying this.
It sucks to be sad and to openly like someone and like for it to not work out. Mm-hmm. It's just, it is embarrassing. But it's one of those things too though, like you can train yourself to not be embarrassed anymore and then you're just like chilling.
True. I'm sure I'll get there.
Shock therapy.
I'm definitely not there, but...
I feel like I'm over there. Like I'm done.
You're past that. I'll meet up with you one of these days. But I was just embarrassed because, as you guys know, I've come on this show and I've, like, talked about how I have all these walls up. Yeah. It's really hard for people to, like, get kind of in my life in a romantic sense like that. And I was very kind of open about this with this person, and I feel like I was very, like, I want to keep these walls up. Like, I didn't totally trust this guy, and I didn't know where things were going to go.
Which is definitely fair.
And I feel like our entire time together, this guy just had a fucking sledgehammer and was just trying to knock these walls down constantly. Like, making over-the-top effort to prove to me that he wanted to be there, that he was going to put in the effort, he was going to make this work.
Why didn't you trust him? You need to explain that story.
Yeah, so let's
back it up for a second.
Let's back it up.
Because this story is insanity!
So,
it's crazy.
It's time to talk about Textgate, everyone. So, basically, I didn't want to talk about this in the first episode because I knew
wanted to so bad.
I knew he was going to listen, and I just didn't want to start that drama. Like, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll see the video in the Roundup this week, though.
Yeah, so, basically...
We'll put it behind a few memes.
How it went, yep, that's how it always goes. You gotta put it in the back.
Yeah.
How it goes is that one of these nights, one of our earlier nights together, he comes over to my house, meets my roommate.
This happening literally was why I was so confused why you kept talking to him, because it's very off-brand for you.
Yeah.
That's why I was like...
Well, this is the thing, like, this is a big part of... Anyway, so... And I couldn't believe I kept talking to him, so, like, what the fuck, you know? So, he comes over, we've gone on a few dates now. This night, we actually, like, went out to dinner to this nice restaurant, we had a meal, we went back to my place, he met my roommates, went up to my room, had a nice time, and then went to bed. And I woke up in the middle of the night to this, like, bright light in my face.
It was aliens.
And so after I woke up on the UFO, actually no, that would have been a much more enjoyable experience. I kind of rolled over, and he had his back to me, and he had the duvet pulled right up over his shoulder, kind of over his head almost, which was odd, and I could see that he was kind of on his phone. So I sit up, peek over, I'm like, is he watching a show or something? Like, can he not sleep? Y'all, I had never seen paragraphs this big. I don't know who he's talking to. I look at the name, and it is a girl's name on the phone, like the contact. And these guys are sending each other, like, I don't know, fucking memoirs or something. Like, the longest text I've ever seen in my life.
That's brutal.
So, you know...
If you don't send paragraphs to people who are, like, just your friend... I'm sorry, I would never send any of my friends a paragraph.
It looked like one of those texts that are so long that you need to, like, open to read it. Who the fuck do you need to talk to? So, and it's also, like, 4 a.m. Yeah. So...
It's sus.
So, I immediately... It's, like, you don't even have time to fully process. You're just... You know it's time to clock in, bitch. Like, it's time to get to work. You're not sleeping anymore.
FBI time.
So... I go back to fake sleep, and he leaves the room.
She's getting an Oscar this night.
No, I need to be, I'm ready for @producer Liz on TikTok to do a whole rundown on my performance. I go back to fake sleep. He leaves the room. why are you leaving the room? He comes back, he gets back into bed. The entire time, I'm like pretending like I'm dead asleep.
I'm alive, but I'm dead.
I'm alive, but I'm dead. And he gets back into bed, he's like still typing, then he leaves, gets up, comes back, gets up, comes back, he's like leaving, going, whatever.
He's doing all that.
As he's like leaving the room, I'm like going through who he follows on Instagram, trying to see who has like let's say the name was Sarah. I'm like looking through all the Sarahs he follows, and then he's coming back in the room. I'm like putting my phone under my pillow as if it's like my DS when I'm a kid. I'm like pretending to be asleep. And then the next morning, I wake up and I'm ready to kind of like confront him about this. So we're sitting down, we're eating breakfast. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring it up. My mom calls me with the most devastating family news in the world. Like, horrible, horrible news. But my family, I'm bawling my eyes out. He's like, I don't know.
Definitely unfortunate that he had to be there for that.
I know. And so then I was like, can you, like, leave? Like, I want you to get out.
Get out of my house.
So,
please.
He leaves, and, you know, whatever. I don't really talk to him much the next couple days. I'm dealing with, like, a family emergency. And a couple days later, I head over to his apartment and we're kind of hanging out. And I'm thinking, you know, when you like someone, you get those blinders on. I knew, it was definitely still in my mind, but I knew I wasn't going to bring it up this night. But it was an issue, but I couldn't bring it up. It was almost like I was trying to, like, downplay it.
Yeah. I feel like that was kind of a little bit of a theme.
Yeah.
A little bit of a theme, this relationship.
And so, I knew I wasn't going to say anything that night. I'm at his apartment, I'm watching TV, he's cooking something for us in the kitchen, and suddenly I hear, like,
he's doing that? He's sighing?
Yeah, like, huffing and puffing. And I'm like, are you okay? And he goes, someone just pissed me off. Looking at his phone, I'm like, okay.
Because he acts really interesting in relationships. Like, drama. He's the drama. A lot of drama. He's the drama.
And so...
he brings the drama.
He's, like, marching around his apartment, fucking upset over God knows what. I don't give a fuck. He's going in his room, he's coming out. Once again, I see those thumbs flying. He's sending paragraphs. I immediately know who it is. Like, it's this Sarah girl again.
Sarah.
Like, these two, like, they just have so much to say to each other, so they're beefing. And...
I think we've already named a girl Sarah before. Do we only use the name Sarah?
I just feel like it's so generic.
It's just, yeah, like, it's
no
like,
offense
it's kind
to
of
Sarah's, but
like
it's safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he sits down. So then he brings me, like, my food or whatever. But, like, now it's not even, like, a nice, like, now we're both eating and watching. No, like, he just gives me the plate and continues to, like, be texting
and
away
he's
on
like,
his phone.
he's, like, leaning forward.
And so we're sitting on a couch.
Crazy that I know this, but let's reenact.
We're sitting on a couch such as this. And I'm leaned way back like this, and he's sitting forward, as you can see Madi is right now. Now, if you can see from my perspective, and I'll take a quick video and insert it, from where I am back here, hold on, I'm videotaping this. From where I am back here, I can very clearly see Miss Madi's phone and everything that she's typing. But it's a little hard from this distance. But as you can see, I take out my phone and I zoom in, and I can really see a lot closer. So what do? But do exactly that and take my phone
Try
out
to read the text
and zoom in so I can see this text. As I'm zooming in to the text, and I'm filming this, by the way, because of course I'm going to show Madi as soon as I leave.
You gotta send it.
I noticed that the text that Sarah sent him is the only text in their conversation. Now I know for a fact that these two are not brand new besties.
They were chatting away last night.
I know these two are running each other's SMS charges through the goddamn roof. So, he sends another message in response to this little paragraph in the exact same motion as I'm filming. He exits the conversation with Sarah and deletes their entire conversation right fucking in front of me. Put the video in right here.
Yeah. And we should also put it in the roundup.
Yeah, it's gonna go in here too, and in the roundup. But, guys, I just want to ask you, as a listener, if I actually look fucking stupid to you. Like, when you look at me, do you look at someone and think, that is such a dumb bitch, she's such an idiot, like, I can just do all these things in front of her.
Yeah,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't understand why he deleted the messages.
I don't know either. So
like, it would almost be way less suspicious if you just like didn't, you know? Like, why are you deleting them?
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm remembering that this was the night you and I both went out, and then you got a little drunky poo and went home, and I went to his house. Took an Uber there because I remember being like,
remember that.
Fuck, I wish I could. I remember seeing that happen, like him delete the text in front of me and being like, I just want to leave. I feel fucking disgusting. Like, I feel horrible. So, and I couldn't because I was drunk and I didn't have a car. So I had to stay that night. But I remember, like, the next morning he woke up and went to work, I think. And he left his apartment, and I, like, took all my shit out of the apartment and left and was like, I'm done. Like, I cannot talk to him anymore. I came straight here, and you were like, don't text him, like, and I didn't text him at all, and then I remember around, like, 6 or something, he was like, are you okay? Why aren't you texting me or anything? Anyways, I ended up telling him that I had seen everything.
She texted him
that night, and I was like, I'm so fucking done with this bullshit, like, anyways, we took some time apart, and...
How long did you take apart?
I don't know.
Like, I don't think it was very long.
No,
it was
like a week and a half.
Yeah, like
maybe.
Is that
even
really
time apart? It is time apart when you're up each other's ass 24/7. But I have to explain the day that we started talking again, real quick. So the day that we started talking again was the day that I had to go get like a file, like a record check or whatever at the police station. So I went to a cafe. I had to go. I knew it was going to be real busy to get. You know, they don't do appointments, so it's just first come, first serve. So I drove downtown, parked my car, went to a little cafe, and if you follow us on Instagram, you remember this day well, because I started posting in this I was all in my feels, I was posting in this cafe being like, you all wanted me to date more this season, so I did it, and now my heart is broken.
Yes,
like,
it's your fault.
Like, I was all emotional, I was all in my feelings. And then I went to the police station to get my shit. Fucking horrible experience. Nobody wanted to help me. I ended up having a full-on freak out at the person who was working, which is not really of my character. Obviously, there was a lot going on. And as soon as I walked out of the police station after getting, like, in a full-on fucking fight with the secretary who worked there, Tim texted me, are you still mad at me?
Yeah.
I actually, like, blacked out on the walk back to my car. All I remember is calling Madi, open mouth sobbing the entire way back to my car, while also like rage texting him at the same time, being like, who the fuck do you think I am? Do I look like a fucking second choice to you? Da, 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 da. Like, losing. Anyway, get that.
That's all. It all works out in the wash.
You know. And so Maddie's like, okay, just come over. Like, it's okay. And I'm like, okay. And so I hang up, walk in my car. Who starts calling me back? But Margaret, my best friend Margaret. We all know Margaret. And I'm sobbing when I answer the phone, and I'm getting in my car, and she's like, what happened? I thought you and Tim were going really well. And I'm going like, Margaret, like, you don't even know. Like, and I'm in my car. I'm parked on the side of the street, and I go to back up to get out of my spot. And there's a woman, like, trying to parallel park behind me, but she's cutting me off. She's really, really angled. And I'm thinking she's going to move her car. And I'm on the phone with Margaret, like, and he's like texting other bitches, and I just don't know what to do. And then this small woman comes and knocks on my window. And I'm like, Margaret, just give me 1 second. I open my window down, and I go, what do you want? And this tiny lady, there was like a serious language barrier, so she's just like, are you okay? Doesn't know. And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. What do you want? And she was like, I can't move my car, so I'm gonna like help you get out. So she gets out in the middle of the fucking road and starts like directing traffic and like telling me like back up, go so forward, go to the left. The entire time I'm like,
it's like, how about I just don't? I want to sit here and cry for a bit. How about that?
How about you do a fucking?
How about you figure out how to park? Okay, because I'm having a mental breakdown and things.
Anyways,
check the weekend roundup.
I did all that to get back with him, so I don't really know what I was getting at, but so that happened, and I ended up like staying with him, which is just so not like me, but I was really just, I don't know, I was really into him. So we were beefing that night, and he was like,
he sends a voice note
saying that he wants to get back together and he wants to work it out and blah blah blah. So now, something that's never really happened to me in arguments with exes in the past is he pulled a me on me, and he drops a voice memo to me.
Looks like we're both getting some creative karma this season.
Yeah, really. He sends me a voice memo that is so long that it sends as an MP3 file. Now,
which
you're
we know.
Seriously playing with fucking fire.
That's a voice note. That's a voice note. That's not, you're not on your text sending a voice memo. You're sending, like, you're going into the recording app to do that. Like, that's crazy.
It dropped, when he sent it to me, it said 4 minutes and 58 seconds.
And I said, that's someone who wants to go on the pod.
You're seriously playing with fucking fire here, sending me an audio clip of you. I have a podcast where I talk about dating, and you're consistently fucking up.
Can we put the
Well, that's the thing.
in?
I wanted to put it in, but we can't, because it's gone.
Oh! Right, because of all the...
Because,
obviously... You didn't send it to anyone?
Brianna might have some recording. If we could pitch the voice to a point where you couldn't be able to tell who it was, and we could probably post it, but...
Oh my god, it's the funniest thing I think I've ever heard.
Like, it is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
No offense to Lauryn. Lauryn was really going through it at this time.
Yeah.
But when you click a voice memo, like, you do not expect it to say this fire opening line by Tim.
The entire thing is him, like, making, like, these fucking huge excuses. First it starts off with him being like, if I'm to speak openly, if I'm to speak truthfully, if I'm to speak with my head rationally, objectively, lists off all these words, he goes, we should stop hanging out.
Like, it just started with literally him just saying, yeah, like, we should stop hanging out.
We should stop hanging out. And then we were like, okay, what's the other 4 minutes about that?
Like, that was crazy. I was like, if you're just gonna do it like that, then what's the voice memo for?
So then he talks himself into circles. Then he's, like, talking about how great I am. Then he's like, well, maybe I do want to get back together. Like, maybe I do want to make it work.
It's like his legit thought.
Yeah.
It was his own mini episode, honestly. Like, you really heard his wheels turning.
No, I know, because he's like, we shouldn't be hanging out because I don't know if I can make anything serious out of this, and I don't want to hurt you, but you're just such a great girl, and you're so fun, and like, and then he was like, well, maybe I, like, do want to see you.
And then by the end of it, they were back together.
By the end of it, he was like, we're back together.
Yeah.
And he ends it with, and from now on, I can promise you that it will be exclusively Lauryn time.
When we're together.
When we're together.
When we're together. Can't leave that part out.
Straight up the most disrespectful thing anyone's ever said to me, I gotta be honest.
It's only exclusively Lauryn time when they're in the same room.
What fucking time was it the whole month before? Like, what?
Not Lauryn
Not
time.
Lauryn. Who's Sarah's time, I guess? Like, I don't fucking know. Every other bitch on your phone.
It was not
time?
exclusively
The 10
anybody's
other
time.
blonde bitches always popping up on your phone? Like, probably their
that's
time.
So funny.
And,
like, you have to laugh. Sometimes you have to laugh. That was a crazy one. Like, we listened to that probably 8 times.
From now on, when I'm with you, it's exclusively Lauryn time. It's exclusively
Deal.
Lauryn time. Spoiler alert, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
so, we get back together, we get to that little rough patch, or whatever.
Okay.
And
We could call it that.
We could call it that.
Let's call it rough patch.
And so we keep trucking on with our relationship, but I will say, like, up until that point when this happened, I was like so infatuated with him. I had a fat crush on him. I had him on this massive pedestal. Like, I just thought he was like everything. Then this happened. Then I realized, oh my god, you're a man. Like, you're just at the end of the day, as the god, you know. It's just.
There's a song like that.
Like, you're just a guy. Like, you're just as fucking stupid as all of them. You know what I mean?
Well, he was exactly who he showed you that he was.
Yes. And so, but we still were together, and after that happened, so when I was, like, you know, made the decision to, like, stay with him after this happened, it definitely, like, my attitude definitely changed towards him. I was a lot, like, shorter, a lot colder with him, and definitely wasn't putting in, even a drop of the effort I was putting in with it before.
Once a week.
Like, I didn't want to see him as much. I was really pulling back. I really wasn't putting in the energy that I was before. I was, like, being really dry over text and everything over that. So then he started really overcompensating. And looking back, I thought it was because maybe he wanted something with me, or maybe this was growing into something. But looking back, I think his ego was bruised that he wasn't getting the same level of attention from me, and he probably was just searching for that back. Yeah. And it didn't really have to do with me at all.
He likes the games. He likes the push-pull, the chase.
And so he was saying a lot of things and doing a lot of things. Mainly what he would say, like we talked about our feelings and like I guess like our worries for relationships like quite a bit, and so I was very vocal like why I struggle to open up in a romantic sense, or why, you know, these things can be hard for me. It's hard for me to trust people like that. And so I was very open with these things, and I think that when you tell somebody those things about you, you're kind of handing them a knife a little bit in a sense too, because then he just knew all the things to do to make me really put trust in him after that. And I'm not saying like this guy's a fucking evil mastermind, like plotting to do all this shit. I just think that's just how it ended up working out. So come Christmas time,
we got hometowns, baby.
It's time for hometowns. And so I'm going back home for 2 weeks. I say to him, you know, I'm heading out. We're probably gonna put the brakes on this a little bit, because I'm gonna be home and doing what I want.
I got my hometown hoes out there.
Look, you said it. And, you know, I'm gonna be focusing on family, like, you know, whatever. So I go home, and we don't really talk that much. And after maybe like 5-6 days or whatever, we're not talking too much, and he sends me a text like, and it was really nice, and it seemed really genuine of him being like, I just gotta be honest, like these last few days I'm kind of not having you around, you know, that made me realize like that I just really miss you
so much.
You're such a good energy in my life, and like I like hanging out with you and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my god, like that made me so excited.
Yeah, that's shit you eat up, you know?
That was like, I was like really over the moon about that, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I'm not there. He's kind of like seeing what he's missing, like super excited about that. Mind you, I'm like home, living it up, partying every day with my family, living my best life. He's in the city by himself, no family in the city, not like doing anything over Christmas, not working completely by himself. Like, probably bored to fucking tears. Also, I knew, like, he's just, like, not someone who loves being alone. Like, that's not really awesome for him or whatever. So, when my parents told me that I could have, like, our house for a New Year's party, everybody else had plans, and I was inviting my friends over, I was like, you know what? Let me be bold. Because I feel like Tim was always doing these big things, like, to kind of assure me for his feelings for me, or like he was the one making progress in the relationship, making the steps, like
inviting you to have your shit at his place.
Yes, like that's a really good example. Like when he would go to the store and was like, what do you want from the store? And I would be like, what, like a little fun drink? And he'd be like, no, like food, a box of tampons, body wash, like what do you need here? Like that kind of stuff. That is like, okay, like you know what I mean? And I said no.
Pretty weird for like a situationship.
And I said no, but it did still kind of make me be like, oh, you know?
It's like, oh, I'm marking my territory here.
Yeah, so like that was always the vibe. It was very much him making moves, him making him setting the tone. That's how I should say it. He set the pace, the whole relationship.
Yeah.
I never wanted it to go further. I never wanted it to go backwards. I was just along for the fucking ride. Like, after the first whole incident with Sarah, I was like, clearly you're a mess and you're all over the place, so
I'll let
you do you, and I'll be here, you know?
Yeah.
So,
you can never be there. You can never be there. That's when they get you.
So I invited him over, because I was like, he's made all these moves. I feel like he's really been setting the pace. I haven't really done anything, like, bold.
Just let me make a move.
Let me make a move. You know, he'll probably really appreciate me doing something like that. So I said, and I knew it was a big ask, so I made sure to be really, you know, intentional about it, and was like, I'm having this party at my house.
Kind of downplayed it.
I was like,
a Great Gatsby.
Yeah, I was like, I know you haven't really been doing much. Like, the invite is there if you want it, but I also get it's like pretty early, so I'm seriously all good either way. And he decided to come. So I brought him home. I have not brought a guy home in a very long time. Everyone that I've kind of been with has been someone in my circle prior to, you know, like people, my friends already knew who they were, my family already knew who they were. This is a complete outsider coming in, meeting my family for the first time, meeting my friends for the first time, you know, staying in my house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was a big deal. He woke up the next morning, he had, like, breakfast with my family and all this stuff, and then,
This is just so weird to me. Have I met him?
No.
No. You know what's crazy? And you haven't met this, and this is not a love story.
No.
It's kind of funny that we haven't met, like,
the big ones?
Yeah, the big ones. Like, that's kind of crazy.
It's probably better.
But it's definitely better. It's definitely better. Do you know the content we would have if we did?
Oh my god.
The poor guys. Like, I hate to feel bad for the villains, but, like, the villains of the app,
But, so, yes, that happened, and the whole time he was there, it was New Year's Eve, so we were at my house, and we went out for a party and stuff. I was so just like, are you good? Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this too much? Is this weird? Are you whatever? And later on that night, he was like, you know, you seemed anxious or whatever, and I was saying, like, yeah, you know, one, this is a big move. Two, my last, like, kind of serious relationship I was in very much was like, I don't want to go out, I don't want to be social, I don't want to be around your family, I don't want to be around your friends. You remember them well. That was very much their energy, like, I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't want to be anywhere, fuck everybody else. So I was always really on edge when I would go out with that ex out to, like, things. So I think it was like, I was kind of like I was back in that mindset of like, are you okay, are you okay, are you okay? So later on when he brought it up, I said that. And he was like, no, like, I want to be here, like...
The most social guy.
Yeah, like, he's like, I want to be here, I had so much fun, like, this was so great, like, I want to come back, blah, 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 bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Okay, wait, but also, so he met all of Laura's friends, and the one that he said he liked the most, this is how I knew there was trouble. Like,
there was trouble on the horizon.
I didn't point this out as a red flag when this happened, but, like...
No, you did.
Okay, yeah, I did. His favorite person of all of Lauren's friends was Lauren's other, like, ex, I guess, like, great love. I don't know what to call him, but, like, very significant person in the lore of Lauren's.
The lore of Laura.
The lore of Laura. Like, very significant. And he was like, yeah, like, I love that guy. That guy's dope. Like,
so handsome.
Like, you know what? That's a hot take. Like, fuck.
So, yeah, definitely knew things weren't going to go great then. Yeah. But anyway, like, I just want to really drive home the fact to everybody that there was so much reassurance going on, like, and, like, just so much reassurance to make sure that I was feeling okay, I felt comfortable where we were at, so on and so forth. So it really fucking took me by surprise when he broke up with me a week later to the day.
Yeah.
Like, to the day.
How did he do it? Was it in person? Was it...
His energy shifted.
Mm-hmm. A classic. A classic energy shift.
Yeah, his energy shifted and just wasn't, like, talking to me, and I was like, are you, like, fucking okay?
That happened for, like, a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was being like, are you, like, good? And it was like, yeah, no, like, I'm cool. And then eventually I was like, no, are you good? And he was like, I just don't think we should be together, I don't know. It's like, okay? Like,
can you just be real about it for 1 second? I don't know if there's any in there.
I just need to lube it up.
I'm glad we're doing that now. Just all get it out.
So, yeah, definitely a little bit blindsided by that. So he was like, I just don't think we should be together. Like, I need to, like, take some time or whatever. So he, like, went and took his fucking time, and then we met up in person and broke up, and I talked about that on the last episode about how it was, like, fucking gut-wrenching and soul-sucking and fucking awful on every sense of the means. But, yeah, hopefully that provides everybody a little bit more context.
We've got one little funny little tidbit, the driving thing. And the
So, that night,
New Year's Eve night,
he was driving.
I guess just New Year's Eve.
That one fatal night.
Yeah. But I don't know why we're like New Year's Eve night. Because New Year's Eve is the night.
Yeah.
It's the eve.
And so, he was driving that night. So after midnight, we decided to go to the bar. So we all get in my car. He drives. Toss my friends in the back. Later on, we end up breaking up. I tell my friends. They go, Lauren, we have been dying to tell you for a week what a fucking awful driver that guy is. Literally the worst driver in the world. Like, drives like a maniac. Like, they were saying, like, he needs to go on one of those shows where they, like, take your license away or something. Like, Canada's worst driver. Yeah, and they make you, like, earn it back. Like, he was, like, he's a really bad driver. And so that was kind of funny, because, after...
Yeah, it was, like, a little gag. Like, it felt good,
And...
It's like, you don't want your ex to be a good driver.
No.
Like, it's just, like, a little salt, Yeah. Or not a little salt. I guess it's, like, a Band-Aid on your wound.
Yeah. So, now, let's revisit the, how there's no playing it cool on this podcast. Let me just blow up my life for a second. So, in the first episode, I was like, guys, as soon as he left my house, like, I blocked him on everything because I just, like, couldn't deal. Like, I couldn't, like, I just didn't want to be, like, looking at his socials, like, blah, 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 whatever. Turns out if you block someone on Twitter, you can still see their tweets. So, unfortunately, I have been taking advantage of that.
That's fair.
And,
as if I don't search people up all the time.
Yeah. But, Yeah. And so every once in a while, take a gander on over to my blocked list and just see what's going on. So, he tweeted what might have been the most ironic thing, and I just want to reiterate, he has no idea that video exists. The one that I showed, the one that's going to be in the roundup.
The one
if he sees it
of him texting like Lauryn over his shoulder.
Yeah. So one of these days that I'm checking his tweets, he tweets this, and I'm going to explain it. But for those of you who are watching, it's on the screen. It's a guy doing the exact same thing, leaned forward, a girl sitting next to him, and he's texting. The girl is leaned back, giving it the side eye, looking down at his phone. And the tweet says, he didn't tweet this, some other account tweeted, this is a rookie mistake, always gotta check your shoulders, always gotta scan. Tim quote tweets it and says, you can tell he doesn't check his blind spot when changing lanes.
And neither do you, Tim.
And neither do you,
There's no way.
Motherfucker. You insane driver. You're a horrible playboy.
He actually can't drive, and this exact situation happened to him.
Like, look at the photo.
That's insane.
This is exactly what happened to us. And he tweeted that with his whole chest. That's so embarrassing.
Like, he just has no idea, though.
Guys, you don't even know.
Maybe he's, like, self-aware.
No.
This
is a very non-self-aware person. You don't even know how bad I wanted to respond to that video or his tweet with just the video. Like, just drop it. Oh, it would have been so good.
I still kind of think he should, but...
I know. I also learned from looking through these tweets that right after we broke up, I guess he got his license taken away for a little while. And I would just like to say that the people who leave my life on bad terms, something always bad happens right after they do. And it's because you stop getting this good
karma.
Energy. I'm telling you.
Karma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
But yeah, it definitely...
The tweet just was the cherry on top. It really wrapped the whole story
really wrapped
up
it all
nicely.
Up.
Like, I was like, come on.
I know.
Like,
but yeah, like, to wrap it all up, like, I really tried to keep how I was feeling about this whole breakup really under wraps because I was just so fucking mortified that I allowed these things to happen and that I let this person into my life who I introduced to my family and introduced to my friends, and I just felt really embarrassed by the whole thing, and I don't need to be, and I know that nobody's judging me. Obviously, I was told one thing and other things that, like we said in the first episode, they will bait and switch, but it's an ego thing, and I'm just like equally disappointed in myself, but equally proud of myself for getting out there and trying with someone. Like, if you've been like on this show, even for like since last week or since like episode 1, you know that it's really difficult for me to try to create any kind of romantic connection. I just like it it really freaks me out. So this was a lot for me.
Are you gonna go on a date anytime soon? Please.
Like, yeah, I'm open to it. I'm still looking on, like, I'm on Hinge and, like, stuff like that, and I'm open to it if something happens, but I don't know. I just need to process this, I think, because it just really fucking hurt, because you kind of, like, you know, you spend a lot of time building up your walls brick by brick by brick, heartbreak by heartbreak. You make all this process, you feel like you're really solid in yourself, and then this kind of comes in, but, you know, also at the same time, like, hyper-independence is also, like, a coping mechanism, and a reaction.
I was gonna say, like, you can't ever be okay, like, you're never gonna get over that without actually putting yourself out there.
I know,
you know? Like, you can be, like, the most healed person, giving Pinterest generation, like, healed, but, like, when you're actually in the arena, you're in the game, it's different, totally different story. Like, all you can do is just, like, not react and think about the things you're doing. And be sad, and let yourself be sad.
Yeah, like, it definitely, like, I'm definitely hurt right now, because it's not even, like, a hurt, like, oh, I wish we were still together kind of thing.
It's just like, fuck you.
That's long gone, I'm long past that. Even, like, that night that Madi and I were talking, Madi was like, well, you have two decisions. You either get back together or you don't, and you're not getting back together.
Like, you don't want to.
I don't want to. But it's just more of, like, a betrayal, almost. Like, you know, I told you all these things about myself. I told you why I struggle in these things. You did everything you could do in your power to make me feel comfortable. Right as him coming home for Christmas, like, was
definitely unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary, and really just kind of twisted the knife a lot more than it needed to be, because I really genuinely think, had he not done that, had he not come back, I still would have not. I think I went 0 to 100 when he came back. If I'm being totally honest, like
0, you didn't like him at all?
Like, no, I liked him a lot, but I had 0 expectations. And then after he came back, I started to feel like, oh my gosh, he wouldn't have done that if he didn't really like me. Looking back on all the things that he said, maybe he is really making an effort. Maybe I should really try and, you know, like, let him in and let this happen. So right as I started to be like, let me start showing him my emotions, let me start showing him my feelings, is right when he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And it was just like, it's hard, because you spend so long, like myself, being like, I'm gonna put myself out there, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna show my feelings, I'm gonna do this. I show it, and I just, like, immediately get fucking slapped in the face like that. But that's just how it goes.
You have to strike out 100 times to hit a home run. And
that's just part of the game. So
think about this. Like, this is what I've been thinking about lately, and I feel like it's kind of same idea. Like, you really, like, you're dating someone to either, like, I'm talking about just, like, monogamous relationships, like, just you two. You really date someone, like, to either, like, get married or just, like, not be together. Like, the odds of you actually getting married are way less than, like, not, you know? Like, you're definitely gonna break up. Like, it's like a 90% chance that you're gonna break up.
Yeah.
That's insane. Why are we all scared to be sad about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, I feel like you have to go into relationships expecting that they'll end, and it's just, like, a pleasant surprise if it ends up working out, you know? Like, I feel like that's maybe a new mindset.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, and I mean, that is the mindset that I've always tried to have. It was just, it just sucks that the one time I kind of, like, got through that, you know, or came out the other side of that I got burned, but that's just
You're gonna
how
get
it
burned,
goes,
that's
you
what
know,
I mean.
like, and also, I mean, and I've said on the show before that I have a lot of a dating experience for being so young, because my dating life throughout high school was fucked. Like, one of these
except
days,
that one guy from 10th grade.
Yeah, except that one guy. But, no, actually that relationship was fucked.
I was gonna say, actually.
That was actually super fucked, too. But because I had all these horrible heartbreaks and horrible traumas in my, like, kind of younger dating life, I'm now 22 with a very strong sense of self, a very strong sense of what I want, a very strong sense of what my boundaries are. Maybe I don't always follow through on them. That's one of the things we're learning.
You know.
So it's like, yeah, in the moment, is the heartbreak fucking horrible? Yes. Am I only going to be better because of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like, you look at, like, women, I actually saw TikTok about this, like, it's like, if you think about who ends up being better on the other side of a breakup, it's almost always the woman. Kelsey Ballerini, Shakira, Taylor Swift in every breakup she's ever fucking had, Kim Kardashian,
Madi,
me, Nicole, everybody.
Like, we're all better.
You just get better, and it fucking sucks for a while, but that's just kind of like the price you pay.
It's the
like,
human experience is what I'm just trying to tell everyone.
Yeah, well, when I was saying to Madi, like, I was like, I don't want to be sad, like, I'm just pushing my feelings down, pushing them down, I'm not dealing with them, it's sitting like a rock in my stomach. Madi was like, well, at least you get to be sad. Like, think about the people who are on the wrong antidepressant.
Have you ever been on the wrong antidepressant, bro?
Yeah.
That is the worst.
And that, you know what? That was the one thing that made me realize, like, you need to start feeling your feelings. Because that whole, like, numbed feeling. That
numb feeling is the worst.
It's horrible. And it makes you value sadness.
Yeah. Like, it just sucks. Like, it's like, that, not being able to feel anything, it's like, then what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? I would way rather be sad. I would way rather be pissed the fuck off. Mm-hmm. I would way rather be super happy than not feel anything at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that says about me. But I don't know.
But at least you get to feel the rain.
At least
the
you
emotion.
can feel it, you know?
Yeah, so basically, what are the takeaways?
I was going to say, what have you learned from this? Like, I feel like you've learned a lot from this situation. I feel like we've kind of just said a ton of things. But
yeah.
Maybe anything else? And if not, whatever, we can cut it.
Honestly, like, and I think just that getting your heart broken is not the end of the fucking world. Like, I thought it was. And I think, like I said, you know, I went through a lot of really shitty things and really shitty heartbreaks and traumas or whatever when I was younger, so I kind of was like, I don't ever want to feel that again. I'm just never going to open myself up to allow those things in. But, like, you know what? This hurt, and it really hurt a lot, and it really kind of, it damaged a little bit of my trust in relationships a little bit more, and it kind of deepened those wounds a little bit more, but at the same time, I didn't die. I made it at the other side. I had so many people who wanted to listen to me, who wanted to be there for me, who wanted to support me, which wasn't the, you know, what was going on in my life when these first heartbreaks happened, and I went through all those things at first, and I just kind of realized, and this is really stupid, but that, like, you'll be fine.
It's
like,
not that bad.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like, and, you know, it's kind of like when you go to get a needle and the thought of getting it is so much worse than the little prick that you get when it happens. That's really what I can kind of compare it to. And I know, like, probably so many people are like, yeah, that's really fucking obvious, but, and I would say that to someone else too, but I just kind of had to do it, and I wouldn't have gotten past it if I couldn't have been with someone that I really genuinely liked, and that I really genuinely had feelings for, and that I actually let myself fall for. Because if I went through this relationship with that same kind of guarded sense of self, not really putting 100% of myself into it, I wouldn't have felt 100% crushed when it was over, and I wouldn't have known that I can get through that, you know? Because it's only been like a month and a half, and I'm already feeling so much better now that I've felt my feelings. Like, I feel like I've fast-tracked the pain by feeling it rather than pushing it down. It was just prolonging it so much more. So I think it just kind of, like, I don't know, taught me the very basics of how to get my heart broken again, because I just don't know.
It's easier.
Yeah, I think I just kind of needed to relive it and re-experience it.
Give it like a few months and you'll bounce back.
Oh no, I'm gonna get my lip back. Trust that.
And it comes back on a random day. On a random Tuesday, the sun is shining, and you're like, I think I'm gonna start some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
is that
me on,
if you listen
me on
really
Saturday.
quiet, you get really, really quiet. It's almost like the silent hum of the streets calling me back. They're like, Lauryn. The weather's getting warmer.
Welcome
You're
back
getting
to the
tanner.
streets.
No, I will say, bring it all back to the start. The gym has been such a great spot for me to deal with that. If Tim would stop fucking showing up, which the last week has been great, and he hasn't, but honestly, just having something like that helps me build my confidence back in a way that isn't about my physical appearance or my physical worth.
Like setting goals.
Yeah, I'm setting goals. I'm blowing through the goals. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling like I want to be there. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, I look like a gym bitch. Mm-hmm. Like I look like who I wanted to be a year ago, and it's really building up my confidence. And I feel like I'm in a really solid place. Like I'm going to the gym. I'm decentering. Like going to the gym for like aesthetics and more so going for like my mental, which has been like a crazy game changer. I'm like dealing with this whole breakup and working through that. I feel like we're kind of getting our like flow back with the podcast, and I have a job, like a full-time job that I absolutely love. Like
we're both
there are
there's
so many positives. Like we're in the best place we've been.
I
don't have,
especially as a duo. Like we're never on the same page.
We're
never good at the same time.
Never.
Which is like helpful because like we need someone who's like okay, you know, we can't both be bad.
Yeah.
Which I don't think has happened, but we've never been both good either. That's
Mm-mm.
crazy. Good for us.
I wonder what's going to happen.
It's going to be a boring season.
Yeah.
Healed.
We're meditating and journaling and all. Anyway.
Crazy.
Anyways,
I come through and like my update's so boring. It's like, one of my crushes liked an old photo of mine and I didn't do anything about it. Oh
things
my
are getting
God,
crazy.
Damn us.
But yeah, maybe that just means we're going to have to start leaning on you guys for more content, and trust, I know you guys will pull through, because that goddamn question forum, it's got some tea in it. Speaking of
amazing transition,
I will say that is all from me, guys, on my whole breakup. Hopefully this provides some more context. And honestly, you know why I had to bring this up is because I was talking to one of our listeners at the gym. Shout out to you, Cassidy. And she was like asking me, she's like, yeah, you and that guy, like you guys went together? And I was like, yeah, and I was saying, and I was like, and whatever, when he was home for Christmas. She was like, he went home for Christmas with you? I was like, yeah, that is a relevant detail.
She downplayed it.
So,
she downplayed it.
I was in my downplaying era at that time.
But yeah, let's roll the questions clip.
Yeah.
Alright, now just before we go, we're going to read a little review.
Because as you
know, you should leave a review.
As you know, this podcast, the content, us, you know, putting our souls out there is free, and the reviews is kind of like the currency of the show. Like
the reviews are kind of the only thing we have going for
us.
Yeah,
imagine if at the end of the episode we like put out a little mug and we were like, you know, wanted you to put some coins in it.
Some money.
This is that.
This is that, but we get you don't have money, so just like a little 5 stars.
Give us a compliment.
A little compliment.
Boost our egos.
It makes us feel a lot better about doing this every week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one's from Brittany88494. It's from a year ago. Sorry to get back to you so late on this. And it says, I literally look forward to listen. 5 stars. So well done overall. Completely tailors to the audience. These girls are friends of friends, and they are so relatable to uni experiences in Canada. Such personable personalities online. Couldn't have asked for better. Honestly hoping this podcast gets bigger.
You and me both, girl.
Same, Brittany.
And you can help us out by leaving a review.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. If you're on YouTube, do all that. If you're on anywhere else,
do stuff.
5 stars, rate, review.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
We will...
Oh, yeah, you say it.
Sorry, no, you
say
it.
it.
I simply insist you do.
I simply insist you say it. Okay, say it. This is your ad.
Well, after all that, after the journey we've been through together, we hopefully, if you still want to come back, we'll see you here next Sunday. And until then, talk soon.
Hey girlies! Kind of a funny question for you. Me and my bestie want to plan a Halifax bar crawl type night out for us and our friends. I was like, where's my invite? I want to go. There's about 8 people, and we want to start with dinner and end at the club. Where would you go if you were planning a bar crawl in Halifax? Thanks, love the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See, Lauren and I don't go out.
Yeah. This is a little bit of a revealing of the curtain moment, breaking the fourth wall.
Anticlimactic, I'm sure.
We don't go out too much, and by too much I mean like literally once a month nhưng.
Every story you hear is like genuinely everything going on in my life ever. There's nothing else.
But we did put our brains together and we try and figure out a little bit
of a game plan. I would call it a game plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dinner.
Dinner, we said.
Starting out dinner.
You gotta start somewhere pub vibes, right?
It's giving like dinner and drinks.
And maybe live music, kind of like to start the vibe off. You normally can get like a nice big table. Everyone can talk, get the vibes going. So we recommend Gahan, Old Triangle, or the Pint. These are all in like
different kind of vibes too.
All different kind of vibes, but all pretty central downtown. You know.
Yeah.
And then where are we going next?
Well, we said we really want to have like a gay bar on the list, and we haven't been yet, but the only one that's open is Indulge.
There's one open?
Yes.
When did it open?
I'm not sure, but they have really cool theme nights. Like,
I didn't know
I want to go.
I didn't know that we even had a gay bar. I thought
Indulge.
they all closed in the pandemic.
No, it's new.
Oh my god. Oh
It's
my god,
new.
I want to go there. Okay, maybe
Well,
I'll go out.
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe
That's
I'm gonna
what
go
I'm
out now.
I think a gay bar is always good for a pub crawl, especially for the gays. In the group, obviously they're gonna love that.
Yeah.
And it's just fun.
And for the allies,
Good
it's
energy.
also an amazing evening.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
So that's up there.
Really, I went to the gay bar. Well, I turned 19 in like late 2019, so I didn't really get to go out too much, but for the pandemic. But the gay bar that we went to that one time on a bar crawl,
Reflections,
which has now closed, was so much
really
fun. The vibe is just so good. You feel like you can really let loose, really be yourself. You feel safe with your bartenders, which you can't always guarantee downtown.
We should open a gay bar.
We've been saying this for so long.
I literally want to so badly. The branding I have going on up here.
We've talked about it. We have a
It's
Pinterest board. Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. Anyways, so next on the list, we have a classic. This one's out of the way, though, so I don't know if this would be good for bar crawl vibes.
What is it?
I said the Seahorse / Marquee area, because I think it would be cool to go, especially if a show's going on, like, stop in at a show for the crawl.
You know what? I think that's a good place to end it off, because the Seahorse Marquee, it's open pretty late. It's normally, like, you need tickets, so you can get them, and then you just, like, are guaranteed entry if you go later on.
Okay.
You know? So I feel like
honestly,
maybe that's
true.
a little good, because it's downtown's over here, you know?
And then you kind of go...
You leave downtown a little bit, it's the Seahorse, so maybe you start off at dinner, then, you know where I think you should go after dinner? Buck Uglies. Now this is the spot these days. Now this is where everyone's
the
going.
young kids are here. But you know what? I would say hit it up. Make sure it's after 11.
Make sure it's after 11 because
that's
when it gets popping.
That's when
we went too early a little while ago, and it was just too. And because there's so many chairs and seats, it was giving like a sit down pub kind of vibe. But I think later in the night it gets better.
Yeah,
you stayed later.
Yeah, I stayed later. It definitely gets more like a. It's kind of giving pub too, but in the way that it's not like old pub. Ye old pub. It's like it's just like you're.
It's like a good pub, like good dance. Like,
good vibes, yeah. It's good music, but it's like
people are talking.
Young hip music.
Yeah.
We know the DJ, and so he's a king.
He wasn't there the night that we were there, so it was pretty unfortunate. That's why I left early. Because the music sucked.
It was why she had to leave. No, but it's a good time.
Yeah.
And
so I'd go there, and you can get these.
And they have buckets. I was gonna say, I haven't had a bucket without vomiting though.
No,
I throw up
Maddie,
every time I drink.
This is on you though, because
I drink it fast.
Drink it like so fast. I've never seen anyone put it away like that.
Girl, though.
I'm always ordering water.
She's trained.
I'm always ordering water. I'm always putting it in front of you. You're never accepting it.
I always drink the water.
But it's just you drink it so fast, and that's why
I can't help. First of all, they come with straws. anything with a straw, I'm gonna drink so quick. It's like, done. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, like, my suction power, not to flex.
You hear that?
I love a good straw. Okay. And then, also, too, I'm just always drinking a liquid, like, in my life. Like, I just finished my tea. Now I'm on my Diet Coke. It's that time of day.
We have our waters.
I'm always drinking something. Water. So it's just, like, I feel like if I'm going to drink, like, I'm always drinking something, so I'm trained to drink rather quickly. And on top of that, I'm there to drink, so obviously I'm going to chug it.
Yeah.
Anyways, but they have the buckets. That would be really fun for your bar crawl.
Yep. Go there. Then leave. I'd say Buck Ugly. So wait, let's plan this out.
Yeah.
Dinner first, pub style.
Yeah.
Then go to Buck's after 11.
Yeah.
Then go to Indulge.
I think we need something before.
In between dinner and...
I have a crazy pitch.
Brianna just raised her hand.
What if they reserve, like, a room at a karaoke place? How fun is that?
Oh my god,
you gotta go to Red Karaoke.
Yeah. Throw in,
so
like,
right after
an
dinner.
event. That's so good. Right after dinner, too. That's so fun. Karaoke.
Yep.
Red Karaoke. Spring Garden Road. So fun.
It's the fucking spot. They make great cocktails.
Honestly, though, if you go there right after dinner, I feel like you wouldn't leave.
Mm-hmm. I know. You can book it but you can only book it for like 2 hours or something, and when we left, we were like still rip-roared, ready to go.
True, actually. That's so true. Oh my god, that's such a good idea, Brianna. So that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You're gonna go...
to dinner.
And you know what? You could switch up dinner. I feel like if you're in the Spring Garden area, we might as well switch that. Your father's mustache.
Pub-style restaurant right across the
okay.
road.
Your father's mustache. Then you have a karaoke room booked and ready to go for your friends, so then you get Red Karaoke.
Yep.
Then your time is up at Red Karaoke.
You go to Bucks.
Or
Indulge. Or both.
Bucks or Indulge. I think Bucks first.
Yeah, me too.
And then Indulge, and then you end your night at the fucking Seahorse.
We should do this. I'm really thinking that we should do this.
Guys, can we come with?
Yeah, toss us the invite.
Can we come with?
Really fun. We planned it, so
it'd be cool. But if not, why don't we do... This has been something...
I know
Weekend Roundup Universe. I've been talking about it for a while. I think... Okay, look. No secret, me and Laura would like to make money with this podcast. But we find it hard to... Like, we don't like doing ads and stuff because... it's our personal choice that we don't do ads. and we also don't do ads because we feel like we're exploiting the listener that way. Like, we would rather make money in a way that's not... or in a way that provides value to those that are involved in it. So that's why we think events would be a fucking bomb way for us to make money and for everyone to have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm getting, like, super businessy on here right now.
We're kind of like the Mother Teresa of influencers.
Yeah, like, we don't want to exploit, we want to enjoy.
Yeah.
So we were, like, thinking a Weekend Roundup bar crawl would be so fucking fun.
We really tried to do, like, a live thing last season, which didn't end up working out.
There's just been a lot that's... Every time we try to do something in the content, like, to make money with the podcast, it just, like, doesn't work out. And so that's why this would just be so fucking fun.
Yeah.
A fucking bar crawl?
That's a really good
bar crawl. You buy a ticket to the bar crawl. The next day, you get to come to a live recording. Breakfast.
That's always been Maddie's plan.
A dream!
The night out and then the brunch roundup.
So, and then everyone's there from the night out. Everyone's there to round it up the next day. Like, if you think it should happen.
And tell us about your pub crawl, if you do that.
Also, just to everyone listening, where would you go for your pub crawl in Halifax? Because genuinely, I want to know. I just, like, feel like I don't know enough hip spots.
Yeah, give us the list. What's
hip, cool, fun, fresh spots.
Yeah, no, somebody messaged me the other day and they were like, where should I actually still haven't answered it. Where should I go? I want to get bottle service in Halifax. Girl, I don't fucking know. Like, I genuinely...
First of all, bottle service is not in the budge right now. I do love bottle service, though. To get a group of people to go get bottle service together is fun.
Where?
Well, the only time I've done it is the Dome when I was, like, 19. But, like, I don't want to... I don't know. Maybe you're 19.
Sure.
You know, maybe that's what you want to do. I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's a fun experience at least once. But, like...
It's fine.
Yeah. This one's relevant. This one's relatable. This one resonates. Hey, ladies! Oh, we also got this question so fucking long ago, We got this question, so I feel I'm personally apologizing for how long it took us to answer this question. This was before season 3 came out. It was like soon after season 2. And it was like, hey ladies, dropping it in with some season 3 fuel. Because like you knew it was going to be a while, but you probably didn't know it was going to be that long. Like, I feel sorry. I genuinely feel bad. Anyways. I fucked up with my boyfriend in the past a little bit. Something's been up with my mental health, and in the process of trying to deal with that, I may have accidentally pushed him away. You know how it is when you're feeling really down and can barely get the motivation to drag yourself to class or work, let alone plan dates or even send a heartfelt text. Not a big deal when it's only a week or so, but after a few weeks of being distant, my boyfriend brought up to me that he thought I was going to break up with him because of how distant I've been, which has made me feel awful. Sad face. I've since promised him that I'll do better, and I'm trying, but I'm also feeling like I should be doing something a little extra to make up for the last little bit, and just let him know he's loved and cherished. Any suggestions? Also, would love to know if either of you has had any experience with something like this, balancing your own mental health with a relationship with another person. Thanks, lovelies. Excellent question.
Excellent question.
Do you want to start out?
I think in my experience, whenever I'm having kind of like mental health issues or whatever, something's going on, and I have a partner, it's less that I become distant, and this is bad. I identify this. I'm in therapy.
I'm aware.
I like start taking it out on the partner. Like I start trying to find issues in our relationship and lashing out about them. Right. So that's kind of how I push my partner away, rather than becoming distant and closed off.
Yeah.
Or rather have in the past.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I feel like I'm more like this person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very much depressed, will lie on the couch and will not get up. Like, it's like, I can't move, I can't do anything, I don't want to do anything. So, yeah, I've definitely had that experience where I've had a boyfriend and, like, I don't want to put in the energy. Or, like, not even don't want to, because obviously you want to, like, be a good partner, but don't have the energy to be a good partner. So yeah, definitely can relate to that. And what did I say? Oh yeah, it didn't really work out for me. We broke up. Like it's just like I was like, it's different for everyone. So I don't want to like put my experience on you, but I guess just so you have that context, it didn't work out for us just because I was in a place where I had to work on myself first, figure out my shit before I could like even attempt to do that. It sounds like you kind of have your stuff figured out, like you're asking this question, you know, so I feel like you're feeling good, and I don't really have any advice. I feel like you literally would know better than I never figured it out, like I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't really have anything on that, but you're definitely validated in the sense that it has happened to me, and I feel like a lot of people probably deal with the same issues.
Yeah. I think, like, one thing that you can try and do, like we talked about, is just kind of having something low effort, low stakes, but consistent that you can rely on in your relationship that reflects your love language. Now that is complex, but like something low stakes within your partner's love language that you can do consistently to show that they're cared for, so that they're all consistently getting that validation. So what is your partner's love language? You can figure that out. So quality time. So what's like something low effort quality time that
like
you can
watching
do once
a
a
movie.
week? Watching a movie.
Or like
together.
going for the example we really liked was like going for a walk together like once a week or something. Because one, that's good for your mental health. Like it gets you out of the house. Like it sucks to like leading up to going for a walk though.
It is infuriating how much it helps though.
Yeah.
Like
that's the thing, like go for a walk.
I saw this TikTok and it was like this guy and his girlfriend sitting on a couch, and he's like, I think they said it's like 5:30 or something. He's like, I'm so irritated, like I'm just so pissed off, and nothing is going my way. I just want to lay on the couch. And she's like, do you need some outside time? They go for a 25-minute walk. They come back. He's like, my day has changed. No. I'm a new person. I'm reborn. It's so angering how much it will
Like,
help
it doesn't
you.
even need to be a long walk.
It can be
10 minutes,
15
like,
minutes.
literally
Like,
nothing, like, around the block.
Together.
And, like, I feel like that's a good thing, too, because with your boyfriend, like, that's kind of like an act of service, like, him going and, like, trying to make this thing and support you in your mental health, while also you're getting quality time together. You know, it's kind of like a win-win-win.
Yeah.
So, I think you should start going for walks together.
Yeah. And
What
then ask,
wholesome advice.
on your walks, ask about each other's day, because then you're, like, inquiring and...
And I'm sure that would just come up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're just gonna chat. Like, I just feel like that would be, like, a fun thing. And you could go for walks in different places, you know? But start in the neighborhood. Don't get too crazy with it. Like, just, like, around the block, and then... And see how it fits. Like, maybe you fucking don't want to go for walks. I don't know. But, like, see if it works. And then, what else? And then it's funny, though, because I said... when we were thinking of ideas for this, I was like, oh, what did I do? We went rock climbing.
We were like... That is
the
not
highest
low
stake
stakes
thing, like, and I'm like, yeah, that's so true. Like, that's definitely not what I needed. So basically, like, do anything that's the opposite of like climbing a cliff, like jumping off a cliff. Like, I was like, what? Oh my god, that was so fucked. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty much all we have here. And also remember that it's not permanent. You know. Depression and mental health illness and all these things, you know, they come in waves. Day by day, take it day by day.
Yeah, take care of yourself too, because, you know, like they say, you gotta make sure that your mask is on first before you can help someone else, so just...
That is someone who has been to therapy, if I've ever heard one.
You know it, bitch. So, yeah, if you are just completely drained out on yourself, you're not gonna be able to be there for your boyfriend and be a good partner. So take care of yourself and just consistently be there for your partner.
Alright, now just before we go, we're going to read a little review.
Because, as you
should,
know...
like, you should leave a review.
As you know, this podcast, the content, us, you know, putting our souls out there is free. And the reviews is kind of like the currency of the show. Like,
the reviews are kind of the only thing we have going for
yeah,
us.
imagine if at the end of the episode we like put out a little mug and we were like, you know, wanted you to put some coins in it.
Some money.
This is that.
This is that, but you don't have money, so just like a little 5 stars.
Give us a compliment.
A little compliment.
Boost our egos.
It makes us feel a lot better about doing this every week. Okay, so this one's from Brittany88494. It's from a year ago. Sorry to get back to you so late on this. And it says, I literally look forward to listen. 5 stars. So well done overall. Completely tailors to the audience. These girls are friends of friends, and they are so relatable to uni experiences in Canada. Such personable personalities online. Couldn't have asked for better. Honestly hoping this podcast gets bigger.
You and me both, girl.
Same, Brittany.
And you can help us out by leaving a review.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. If you're on YouTube, do all that. If you're on anywhere else,
do the stuff.
5 stars, rate, review.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
We will...
Oh, yeah, you say it.
Sorry, no, you
say
it.
it.
I simply insist you do.
I simply insist you say it. Okay,
I
say
guess
it. This is your ad.
Well, after all that, after the journey we've been through together, we hopefully, if you still want to come back, we'll see you here next Sunday. And until then,
Talk soon.